Lewis Hamilton played football against a World Cup champion. Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc teamed up with Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what happens when F1 drivers try other sports. Now let's talk about the day Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc played football with Cristiano Ronaldo. Yep, that actually happened back in 2019 at Juventus' stadium. The place was packed and the field was full of football legends like Pirlo and Totti. Vettel and Leclerc even gave a few plays a shot. But and of course, Cristiano Ronaldo scored his goal, like always. F1 legend Fernando Alonso, two-time world champion, has a little secret. The guy's absolutely crazy about football. Back in 2016, he joined a charity match in Monza alongside other F1 drivers going head-to-head with football legends like Dida and Robert Perez. And honestly, Alonso was one of the top players on the field.
Now chance to shoot. Alonso under pressure from Salgado, chips over Dida and over the bar. Once, not twice. Alonso's legs save the day. His hands get the job done.
But we can't really say the same about Verstappen.
And this has to be a goal, surely. No, off the crossbar.
Let's just say that match ended in a total blowout. Charles Leclerc also gave in to the world of football. He joined the All-Stars charity game and actually surprised the crowd.
Per chiudere la fascia di sinistra, palla dentro, bella per Carlos Sainz, occasione. Guarda. Leclerc, posizione buona per Leclerc. Grande occasione, la quarta occasione, la seconda per Leclerc.
He won over the team and, like a true pro, left the field snapping pics with the kids. But on another day, Leclerc and Carlos Sainz decided to test their football skills in a very different way. They took on a wild penalty shootout, with targets and all. And they weren't alone. They were up against the duo from the Acelerados channel. Every time they picked a card, the game leveled up with new twists, from crazy obstacles to taking shots while blindfolded. To break the ice, they wrapped up the day with a Formula 1 simulator race. And of course, besides having fun, the guys totally crushed it. But things got more serious when the NBA invited the Formula 1 stars for a free throw challenge. The rules were simple. The team with the most baskets would win a $20,000 prize for charity. And everyone got in on the action. Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Alonso, and a bunch of other drivers took part in the challenge. Yeah, Leclerc didn't come out on top this time. In the end, the driver with the most shots made was Daniel Ricciardo, hitting 7 out of 10. But the team that took the win was Aston Martin with a total of 9 baskets. On another occasion, Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda went head-to-head in an offshore race with mini jet boats. How cool is that? And honestly, no motorized vehicle stands a chance against those two. They dominate in any direction. The race was intense, full of overtakes and slick maneuvers. But it was Yuki who clocked the fastest time, finishing the lap in just 40 seconds and taking home the win along with the trophy. These two definitely know how to turn up the heat in any competition. This time, it was a soapbox car race. But instead of going head-to-head, they teamed up to take on Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. Of course, for guys used to insane horsepower, driving a motorless kart is pure fun, especially on a track like that, full of twists and crazy obstacles. But in the end, it was about the fastest time.
This is where you've got to get some speed. The top of the course, the start ramp, avoiding the obstacles, and he's just cruising past them. Here's the foam pit, through he goes, just making sure he doesn't get any foam in his eyes. He's brilliant through the S-bends, over the roller. This has been perfect at this point. Flying down towards the finish, very, very smooth, as you'd expect. 24.310. Generate as much speed as he can right at the very top, and he's nice and smooth through there. And the obstacles have posed no problem whatsoever to anybody on there. But listen to the shriek as he goes through the foam. He's loving it, Daniel Ricciardo. Flying sliding down, using the shoulders, trying to transfer the weight over the roller. He can hardly watch. Banging the side of the soapbox. Down he gets towards the finish. What about the time? It's 25.382.
And this time, Verstappen came out on top, landing first on the podium, followed by Ricciardo and Perez. Daniel Ricciardo really loves a challenge. From the sea and straw-curved track straight to an ice arena, he went up against none other than Max Verstappen. In a hockey match, the two were on opposing teams.
In the penalty box into Verstappen, Ricciardo, penalty. Right here.
And after plenty of slipping and stick clashes, Ricciardo's team pulled off the win, 2-1. But look who's back again. After that hockey loss, Verstappen swapped his F1 suit for an American football jersey. And this time, he went all in during a full training session with real athletes. He ran, kicked, scored, followed every order from the coach like a pro. The college students were thrilled to share the field with him. Max showed nothing but charm and good vibes. By the end of it, he was basically part of the team, and everyone walked away a winner. Big props to him for setting such a great example. Former football stars Thierry Henry and Jamie Carragher challenged him. Lewis had to prove he's got more moves than just driving an F1 car. During the friendly match, he gave it a shot and went after the ball, but the defense was tight. One thing's for sure, he picked up Neymar's tricks real quick and even scored his first goal.
Free, incidentally.
Oh, he's down already.
It's been an incident off the ball here, I have to say. Henry's in trouble. One of the great gentlemen of the football pitch in the... Here is Lewis Hamilton.
Show us your skills, Lewis. Come on.
Oh, there it is. I think it's an own goal. Jamie Redknapp may have got the touch there.
After a bunch of passes and missing a few shots, he actually held his own. He even pulled off a few juggles and nailed it during the penalty kicks.
Here we go. Lewis Hamilton with a longer run-up.
One step.
Oh, well, that is a fantastic penalty.
Still, up against two football legends, it wasn't enough. The other team took the win that day. Terry Bottas, the Finnish driver who raced for teams like Alfa Romeo and Mercedes, has a hidden talent that might surprise you. Besides tearing it up on 4 wheels, he's also a beast on 2. Bottas has been taking part in amateur cycling races, showing off his powerful legs and impressive speed. Check him out in action. It's seriously impressive. Some drivers, though, prefer to trade adrenaline for a bit of peace and quiet, far from the roar of engines. Lando Norris, McLaren's young star, swapped the grey of the racetrack for the green of the golf course. With his usual laid-back vibe, Norris took on the challenge of landing a hole-in-one. His first swings weren't bad at all, but it didn't take long for him to realise precision matters just as much here as it does in Formula One. Between one laugh and another, some golf balls flew farther than an overtake on the main straight, but in the end, Norris proved he's got aim, even if it's just for fun, messing around in a different sport. Now, picture this. High-altitude tracks, freezing temperatures, and a bunch of obstacles. Lewis Hamilton's back and ready for another wild challenge. Apparently, driving at insane speeds on a racetrack isn't enough for him. He wants to fly down mountains too. This time, the 7-time world champion took on skiing. With his fearless attitude, Hamilton hit the slopes like a natural. And even with a few slips in the snow, he showed that balance and nerves of steel aren't just for the cockpit. Pretty impressive, right? But then Leclerc took things to another level. The guy casually drops a video on his channel showing his 2023 pre-season, and out of nowhere, he's ice climbing up a freaking mountain.
It was really nice. It was incredible. It's very cold though now. I can't wait to be back at the hotel. But it was really...
When they're not battling for position on the track, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz and a few other drivers like to compete in a different way, seeing who can stay standing the longest on snow. They traded tight corners for icy slopes and hit the mountains for some skiing. And surprisingly, they handled those ski poles like pros. Even with a few wipeouts, they all took it in stride. True sportsmen through and through.
Max Verstappen. Ja, da war ein Weg. Aber kann ja alles verrecken mit dem Jubiläumswett am Start.
Carlos Sainz Junior. Der hat aber auch angefangen hier. Zumindest gibt es die Liga. Noch nicht zurück. Carlos Sainz Junior.
In the end, it made for a seriously fun time. And look who's back again. The Soapbox squad reunited for a rematch, but this time in a seriously wild sport, hovercraft drifting. It's basically racing with vehicles that float on a cushion of air instead of using wheels. This one's done out in the desert so the hovercrafts can glide more smoothly. But the real question was, could these Formula One drivers pull it off? Turns out, they could. Yuki and Ricciardo crushed it, nailing the drifts and knocking out every challenge. It was a race unlike anything they'd done before, and they totally owned it.
We're good. Checo touched his, so...
Alright, but if you think you've seen it all, what about a Formula One race that's too obvious? Okay, but what if I told you the cars were made out of Lego? Yep, for the first time ever, the drivers took on a race with toy engines. And if that sounds crazy to you, for them it was just pure fun, as you can see in this video.
He's gonna be a mess.
It all went down right at the racetrack and had everyone laughing. But don't think they didn't take it seriously. They went all in, just like in the real championship. These guys can't turn off that competitive spirit. Michael Schumacher, the absolute legend of Formula One, was always into all kinds of sports, from football to skiing, a guy with endless talents. But before he was dominating four wheels, well, he was riding on four legs. Yep, the man actually took part in a rodeo and proved he could tame more than just Ferrari machines. He could handle horses too, and guess what? He was really good at it. The guy just doesn't miss. Even his daughter went on to become an equestrian champion, backed by none other than Ferrari. It's a blessing we have moments like these on record, showing that no matter the challenge, he was always an incredible athlete wherever he went. To the infectious rhythm of Brazil, drivers like Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen took on a new adventure, Capoeira, in a pretty unexpected spot, the rooftop of a building in Sao Paulo. They showed up full of energy, stepped into the roda, and tried to keep up with the complex flowing moves of this unique dance fight. First, it wasn't easy, but little by little, they started to get into the groove. Guided by local masters, they learned the steps, moved with the music, and had an absolute blast, all without losing that trademark F1 competitiveness. There's one driver who takes this challenging the elements thing seriously, it's Pierre Gasly. The French Alpine driver ditched the track and dove straight into the ocean to take on surfing, a totally different kind of competition. With the board under his arm, Pierre showed that balance isn't just for handling a car at 180 miles per hour. His first try, wipeout. Second try, same story. But on the third go, he was up on his feet. He got so into it that he even tried a few tricks, and the beach crowd, they went wild. In the end, it turns out the guy's got some real surf potential. Wouldn't you agree?